Hello everyone and welcome back to DiamondTrail Ranch. Today I want to talk about something that's really close to my heart, the benefits of owning a horse on a small homestead. A lot of people think horses are just for big ranches or show barns, but that's not true at all. If you're working with just a couple of acres, a horse can still bring a ton of value. Not just financially, but emotionally and practically too. So let's start with probably the biggest reason I love having a horse, the mental and emotional benefits. And we actually have two horses and a donkey. We have Red Horse here. We've got Buckeye right behind him back there, the black horse. And that's Indianapolis Colt, the donkey right there, Indy. The mental and emotional benefits of these animals is just they're calming with their presence. There's nothing like walking outside after a stressful day and seeing your horse grazing peacefully. It's just one of the many great reasons, right? Having these animals lowers stress. It slows you down, me down. On tough days, the connection has honestly been therapy for all of us. For the whole family involved, these animals are therapy. Horses demand consistency. They get you up early, they keep you moving, and they help create a rhythm for your day. I read. Especially if you're working from home or if you're raising kids, having a horse builds in that, healthy routine. You're feeding, mucking, exercising, all of that. It teaches responsibility and discipline. And it's a great thing to pass on to your kids, too. If you have kids, this is great for responsibility. I cannot stress that enough. Whether it's chickens, these guys helping, they can learn with a farrier, can watch them trim the hooves. It encourages routine and responsibility in general. It's absolutely fantastic for the whole family, for everyone. They're also, horses are natural lawnmowers, and it's also natural compost with these guys. I don't know if you can see the pile over there behind Indy. Let's talk practicality with these horses, right? They eat a ton of grass. Here, they eat a ton of hay, which is grass. They help you, your pasture stay trimmed. We let them out constantly in the yard, the backyard, the front yard. This is a small homestead. We only have a couple of acres here. So here comes Indy. Hi, Indy. Hi, pretty boy. Yeah, hi, Buckeye. You're so pretty. Check this out. Yeah. You guys want to see your new audience all the way from India to Canada to Ireland, you name it, the Philippines, Malaysia. I know you guys are so jealous of each other. These guys are natural lawnmowers. We pile it. Their compost, their manure gets piled, turned over, and we got all these leaves that break down and help. After a few months, it's ready to go right into the garden beds. It's fantastic. The veggies love it. It's a full circle over here. It really is. So, what you feed them comes right back to the way you feed your land. We talk about regenerative land and regenerative agriculture, and how we bring things back. Because your soil is only good for so long. These horses help build community and teacher skills. Whether if you're an introvert, this can help with not being an introvert anymore. Horses attract people. Whether it's your neighbors, it's inevitable. You're going to get people. We're called DiamondTrail Ranch. That's our trail right over there. You can see it right here on the camera. Hi, Andy, buddy. I know, you're so sweet. Whether it's your neighbors stopping by, local kids asking to meet them, or joining a trail riding group, which we do here. with our friends, there's just, and these horses, these animals are a gateway to community. And to be honest, homesteading in general is a gateway to community, but especially horses. The reason we have the Indy here, the donkey, is a whole nother video I'll get into. They help deter pests like coyotes, like big angry pests that can wipe out your flock if you're not paying attention or if you're sleeping. But we'll get into that in a second. You know, if you have kids, the horses teach patience, especially they teach the parents patience, to be honest. Let's be real here, right? Communication, leadership. Learning to ride is just the beginning. You know, there's groundwork involved, care, the anatomy, the first aid involved. So there's just so much learning wrapped into one animal. It's pretty wild. They're just, in general, they're great homestead companions. They're more than just livestock, obviously. They bond with you. Everybody knows that. Some people say they're horse whisperers. And if you're a horse whisperer, let us know in the comment section below, because that is awesome. That is a God-given gift if you are a horse whisperer. Very cool. I will say you need to watch out for horse flies, though. I joke, but they're the size of your hand. They don't play around. They hurt. And yellow flies. The maintenance and the care is big with that. So horses know your voice. They're more than just livestock. They notice your mood. Oh, believe me, they know your mood. When we're working in the garden, or if we're fencing a new area, which constantly has to get done. Actually, we're getting this fence over here done here, and then not this Friday. We're actually going to get the well fixed over there. The well is completely, unfortunately, exposed right now, so we're going to get that worked on next, and then it's going to be this fence over here. So we got a few projects going on with that. What I was saying about him here being a predator deterrent, specifically Indy the donkey, but this does apply to horses too. I mean, look at how huge they are. They're gigantic. So something folks honestly don't talk about enough, horses can deter predators. You know, a confident horse will charge. Hi, Rain. That's Rain barking. A confident horse will charge at a coyote or a barky dog. Good timing, Rain. Especially if they're bonded with your other animals. Yeah, you don't want your dogs in here. Not with a donkey. The horses you can usually get away with. Sometimes the dogs can, hopefully they'll be okay. Sometimes maybe your donkey's trained, to not go after animals. But donkeys are protectors, man. They really are. That's why it's the whole purpose of owning a donkey, is to keep away, boars, bobcats, you name it, large predators, really. These horses, they had a special kind of beauty. Watching them run, seeing them graze, they make a homestead feel alive and vibrant. They add to the joy, the aesthetic, the connection to nature. For many of us, that's why we start homesteading in the first place. There's a lot of arguments against having a horse as far as practicality on your homestead. That's not true at all. These are the reasons why it's practical to have a horse, especially the donkey. Equine, right? Are horses and equine in general worth the cost? I won't pretend that horses are cheap. Feed, the farrier, the vet care, all of that stuff adds up a lot. So if you plan well, especially if you're already growing hay or if you have pasture space, the benefits far outweigh the costs. You can make connections, networking. Remember what I said earlier about these guys build community. Get to know your other horse owners out there. See where they're getting their hay. Some people out there can get a roll for 50, 60 bucks. Most of them are, the average around here is probably closer to 90 to 100, somewhere, or 80, 85. It's pretty all over the place, to be honest. So do your networking. See if you can get your rolls a lot cheaper if you don't have a green pasture. Or if you do have some greener grass on your property, let them out every now and then for that too, right? If you plan well, if you're growing hay, if you got the space, like I said, the benefits far outweigh the cost at the end of the day. So, that's why I believe every small homestead can and should consider owning a horse. It's not just about riding, it's about a connection, sustainability, and joy. Horses are, again, part of your mental health, right? This is the calming side of the homestead over here. These guys are so quiet and calm and relaxing. Um, if you're on the fence of getting a horse on a small homestead, hopefully this sways you one way or the other and you got a little research out of it, huh? I hope this gave you something to think about. Thanks for hanging out with me here at DiamondTrail Ranch. If you can do me a favor, it's free to hit the like button, subscribe, and follow along for more life here on the homestead at DiamondTrail Ranch.